In this video, we're going to be going through the supplier setup. So into the supplier module, and then I'm going to expand the setup folder at the bottom of here. The first thing we're going to do is create a factor. So if when we're paying suppliers we don't actually pay through to their bank account, we actually pay through to a factor and account, we're going to set them up. So again, it's a list type box with list and detail tabs. So to create a new one, I have to click the new button on the toolbar. Okay, and then I can key the details in. So it's factors, arrows, and they're going to be based in the UK, and it's going to be factoring house, Okay, so there's the address details as standard. Now, the thing that's obviously important if it's a factor company is to put the bank details in, so we can obviously key the sort code and the account number in. Okay, so when I'm happy with that, I'm going to save and close. Okay, next thing we're going to do is create a new payment method. So open the payment method option. Let's create a new payment method. We can just key this in on a blank line. It's going to be called remittance and file. And in the payment type, we're going to have remittance and file. Okay, so now click Save and Close to come out of that. Next thing we're going to do is go and create a new supplier. So new Supplier Wizard. Supplier name is going to be UK Supplier. Oops. And the contact is just a UK supplier. So Mr. UK contact even. The name should have been a UK supplier. Okay, now we've got a template here for the suppliers, but they're not really used in the way that a customer would be. You could go and set your own templates up, so you can select from a list of templates, but if I look in here you'll see there's only one, which is like a default one for the United Kingdom. So you could set extra ones up and then select them in here so that the details will default. So if you've got French ones, a lot of French suppliers or various country suppliers, you could set them up in here, but we haven't done that. It's basically because a customer will create their own account on the web, but a supplier won't really do that, so it's not as necessary really for a supplier account, and we're probably not going to create as many supplier accounts as we would customer accounts. Okay, so if I click next, we can see that some of the details here have been defaulted from that template, so I can again key the address details in, etc. Okay, we're going to change the payment terms on this one to be the 2% discount if paid within 7 days. So I'll select that. And then I'm going to finish my wizard, which will in turn open the supplier up. So very similar between customer and supplier, the way that all the wizards work and everything, where you get the end of the wizard, then it opens the record up and things like that. It's quite consistent through the system, so once you get used to it, it's quite nice and easy to use. Okay, I'm going to save and close on that. I'm going to create a new supplier, which is this time going to be a US supplier. Mr. US contact. Now, as I said for the last one, there's no template for US. So when we click next on that, you'll see that everything defaults to GBP. Nothing's changed in relation to the United States one. And I have to put in the country in there. And obviously nothing will still change in here with relation to the currencies, etc. US dollars in there, so I need to make sure I select that, and I'm just going to fill the rest of the details in as well. I need to change the tax code as well to be correct, which is the 0 rated purchases one. Okay, so when I've finished, I'll click the finish button, which will again close the wizard and show me my supplier record. If I go into setup, I can see the details I entered there, see the US dollar and everything, my tax code, etc. So I'm going to save and close on that, and I'm going to create one final supplier, which is going to be my French supplier.